What's up, everyone? The long-awaited All Sides of the Wrestling World is back again. Sorry this one's really delayed. I've been really busy. I'm going to college on Friday, so I've been taking care of a lot of things the past 2 weeks. So even though I've seen a lot of these shows, I haven't had the time to just bust them out there. In fact, of these 8 shows, I finished 7 of them like 4 days ago, but it took me 4 days just to watch Evolve. Whatever that's worth. But here I am now. I'm not going to go too long. Some of these shows I really don't want to talk about, but you'll see. You'll see as we move along. And Shooting with the Shooters. I've been asked a lot about it. It's coming back. Originally, I wanted to have Next Big Thing on again, but the scheduling doesn't really work out. I'm going to try to get on AJ Orton 34, if you guys remember him, my friend Daniel, talking about probably pro wrestling, mixed martial arts, and football. So I'll try to bring that soon to you. Right now, I'm just focusing. I'm really behind on a lot of indie shows. I still have a lot of CCW to catch up on. I still have a lot of Ring of Honor to catch up on, a lot of PWG. I'm trying here. I'm only one man. But I'll get them done soon enough. Anyways, let's get right into it. We start off with No Way Out 2012. This one's old. This is the... I checked back. This is the first WWE pay-per-view since, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Survivor Series 2009, where I just flat out didn't watch any of it. There have been tons of WWE pay-per-views that I've seen half of, or what usually is I missed the whole show and I just watched the main event. That's happened before, but there's never been a WWE pay-per-view since Survivor Series 2009 that I just flat out did not watch anything out of pure disinterest. And this was that. I just really didn't care, didn't want to see it, had no interest in it whatsoever, and completely skipped it. And I understand why now, because this show was completely skippable. It's funny, when I started watching it, I was enjoying it, but then as the show went on, it just really started to drag. Really started to drag. This show's really hard to sit through. Like, around the number 1 contenders match through the Sin Cara match, like that period right there, I was just, God, man, I was just begging for the show to end. I was so over with the show, and I was like, this show is taking forever. So even though there's some good matches on the show, 3 to be exact, you know, there's still, first off, there's a few bad matches. And second off, the show just really drags and it's really long. And it's not a good show. It's not an enjoyable show. So that's why it gets a 5. If it was enjoyable, I'd give it around a 6, 6.5. But it's not enjoyable at all. It's really hard to sit through. And there is some crap on here. So yeah, that lowers the score. Even though, as you can see, there are a few good matches on the show. Sheamus Dolph was a fun opener. Christian Cody was a good match, but kind of a house show match. I expected more still at the end. And Daniel Bryan, Punk, and Kane was a very fun 3-way, but everything else in the show just kind of dragged. It wasn't very good. And that's the end of that. Alright, the Ring of Honor TV. Small gripe here. The Road Rage episodes. When they do Road Rage episodes from the house shows, I think that's a great idea. It makes the house shows feel important. It makes the house shows feel like they mean something. And you don't show the whole house shows just enough to where buying the house shows still seems acceptable. But the house show matches correlate to TV storylines. So that was good. But then they did a Road Rage episode from the Best in the World pay-per-view. And I did not like that at all. You should not be doing that. You do not want to put in the people's minds that it doesn't matter if they watch a pay-per-view because 3 or 4 matches will be shown on TV anyways. We're not even talking highlights. There were like 2 to 3 matches that were shown in full. And then they did highlights of like the main event. But still, that really bothered me. I don't care if they correlate to TV. They're pay-per-views. They're supposed to correlate to TV. You can't just show clips from pay-per-views on your television for free. It makes buying the pay-per-view feel unnecessary. So I didn't like that. As for the build to Boiling Point, I thought it was fine. It wasn't the best. I mean, there wasn't really much build, to be honest. I mean, they only kind of built Kevin Steen, Eddie Kingston, and Eddie Edwards and Sarah Del Rey versus Bennett and Maria. But, the Eddie Kingston Kevin Steen video package, I believe it's on episode number 45 in the Inside ROH segment. That's one of the best video packages I've seen from Ring of Honor in a long time. Like, it made me really care about the match. And just like one 4-minute video package, that was great. But everything else, meh. Kingston's promo was good, but no one really knew who Kingston was. Trademark and me were talking about this. Ring of Honor should have done a better job of introducing Eddie Kingston. The Mike Mondo push was solid. I'm not a Mike Mondo hater like most people, but I thought his performance with Steen was really good. I actually thought his match with Steen was one of the better Ring of Honor matches in a long time. Like, I seriously had to think really hard back to when the last time there was a match better than that one. Many people would say Davey versus Eddie, but I didn't think so. Even before that, like, gosh, it may even be like Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly back in October. Like, I just really love that match. Of course, I'm probably missing something, but that match was really, really good. Adam Cole Roddy was really good, and Bennett Lance Storm was good. But I don't know. To me, both of them, neither of those matches lived up to the Steen Mondo match. And the Adam Cole title win was great, and Mike Bennett ended the feud with Lance Storm, so that was good. And then the episode after Boiling Point, it was okay. The 6-man main event was really good. It's clear they're pushing Lethal hard. I wouldn't be surprised if we get Lethal Steen at Final Battle. I wouldn't be surprised if Lethal wins Survival of the Fittest. So I wasn't really too upset with that. Everything on the show was just kind of skippable, but it was still a fun show. A fun TV show. And then Boiling Point, I really liked, actually. Me and Typical ROH fan are two of the only people that seem to really enjoy this pay-per-view. I mean, was it better than Border Wars? No. Was it better than Best in the World? No. Was it probably the worst Ring of Honor pay-per-view this year? Probably. But it was still a good show. Like, it was very enjoyable. There were a lot of good matches on the show. So I didn't really understand why it got a lot of hate. Mondo Roddy was a fun opener. The 4-way was a fun, typical indie spot fest type 4-way, but it was very enjoyable. Cole Brutal Bob was, it was the worst match on the show, but it was the second worst match on the show, but it was still like an enjoyable match. I had fun with this match. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I did, and I predicted it going in. I predicted it would be a fun encounter between Brutal Bob and Adam Cole, and they didn't disappoint me. That was entertaining. Briscoes, Jimmy Jacobs, Steve Corino. I'm not sure because I haven't seen Showdown in the Sun on DVD, but Typical ROH fans said it was possibly the best Briscoes match all year. I could see that. I have to think back. Maybe the match with Hollow Wicked and Jigsaw at Unity I haven't seen at the Homecoming, but it was one of the better Briscoe matches all year. That's for sure. It was a very fun encounter. Lethal Shop I really, really enjoyed, but I'm a big Lethal fan. I like these guys' chemistry. I think they work really well together, and I think they did 2 out of 3 falls thing just fine. Eddie and Sarah versus Ben and Maria, it's probably like a WWE type match, but it was still a lot of fun. The mixed tag aspect was really good. The ending I didn't like, but it was still very enjoyable mixed. Steen Kingston was the match of the night. It was really good, but I don't know. I mean, I wasn't too fond when they put the no DQ stip on. I agree with everyone else. I don't think Ring of Honor basically needs to be telling people that Kingston can only do. I don't think they're trying to say he can only do no DQ, but he is a brawler after all. But I think people I think they'll get the wrong message and thinking that he can't do a straight singles. Like Steen Elgin, if they make that no DQ, that'll make me mad because that should be a straight singles. But hey, they did the no DQ stip and it was fine. It was a very, very, actually more than fine. It was a very good match, very enjoyable. And there are no complaints there. Michael Elgin, Charlie Haas, I hated. I thought it was the worst Ring of Honor match of the year. I thought it made Elgin look so bad. Like when that match was over, all I could think of myself is, this guy's a geek. This guy's a mid-carder. Like legit, Haas worked over his leg like 14 of the 16 minutes. Elgin got like a few spots in before Roddy spit beer in his face and Charlie rolled up Elgin for the win. Like Elgin just came off looking so terrible in this match. Hated this match. Hated it. Dud. But fun show. 7.25 out of 10. I've said this before, but a lot of people think that because a show isn't like an 8 or 7.75 that it's automatically like okay or mediocre. A 7 is a good score. I enjoyed the show a lot. A 7.25 is a good rating. I know because like back in 2010, and I even will admit to this, back in the old days, like, I would give a show a 7.25 and I would be like, 7.25, it was fine. And like a lot of people on YouTube like would say, oh, 7.25, disappointing. Like it almost like there was a negative connotation to that score. But I personally have come to realize that that's a good score. So no complaints. Now, what isn't a good score? What's an okay score? Of all 16, Davis versus Fish. This show, again, not like No Way Out. Not really want to get too much into it. I mean, it was just it was there. I think this shows why Evolve really shouldn't do triple shots like this. I don't know. I just don't think it's good for them. I think by the third night, everyone's just dead. Everyone's tired, and that's the sensation I got here. In both the Johnny Gargano, Tony Nese, and Chuck Taylor Samurai Del Sol matches, it's very clear that Gargano and Taylor were both just exhausted. I mean, they were overworked, and Del Sol even was a little tired from working El Generico 2 nights in a row. And both those matches were good, but they weren't anywhere near the level they probably should have been. And Gargano and Nese got a lot of time, too. They got like almost 20 minutes. And again, both matches were good, but not really something that we should be seeing from all four of these guys. I think that they were just really overworked from the weekend. The Jake Manning match was blah. The opener was blah. Air Fox Tommy Taylor was blah. The main event was good, pretty good. Second best match on the show. But again, I think both guys were just really, really beat up. So yeah, I'm not too sure about Evolve running a triple shot. I just don't think. I think their guys just, again, it's a lot. That style they work, it's just a lot to do 3 nights in a row. And I think it's very clear that they were either beat up or just trying to save themselves from not dying. But the match of the night was Air Fox, Lince Dorado. You see Lince Dorado, who spent the previous 2 nights working with local indie talents from Florida, so he wasn't doing more of the brutal style, wrestled AR Fox, and this was a very fun match. Spot fest, but a very, very, very fun spot fest. It was done very well. It was structured very properly. All the spots mattered. They built it as who is the best high flyer in Evolve. So the spots there was a reason for them to go all out with spots. It was just a very enjoying affair. I'm a big Lince Dorado fan, and I hope he gets used more in Dragon Gate USA and Evolve because he definitely stole the show with Air Fox here. So a very, very good match. So overall, the show was okay. Not bad. It's just, there's good matches. That's why it gets a good score. It's just, like I said, it's kind of really, it's tough to sit through. And again, the guys are just really beat up. Chikara, the Foggiest Notion, a good show. This is kind of your run-of-the-mill Chikara show. There's entertaining stuff. There's some good wrestling. Not great, but, good stuff. Very enjoyable. The Young Lions Cup match, I thought, was the match of the night, actually. I thought that Ethan Page, Dirty Bucks Belmar, and Stefan Suave, especially Ethan Page, all 3 of those guys looked really, really impressive. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of them in the future. So great job there. Generic on Hatfield I was a little disappointed by, but still a fun match. Same with Jigsaw Ophidian. I don't know. I'm a big Ophidian fan, as you all know. I was expecting that match to be really, really, really good. And it was good. Not blow away, but it was still good. Quack and Colony versus the Kikito was a very fun 6-man tag. Really liked the booking of that match. And the main event was very fun as well. Maybe not at the level it should have been, but it was still a very good match. I mean, I'm not going to crap on it too much because it wasn't a great main event. It was a good main event. It was very enjoyable. 3.0 and bravados are always fun to watch. So yeah, the show gets a 7. There was no crap on it. Everything felt important. It was very entertaining and very enjoyable. So yeah, definitely 7 out of 10. Good stuff from Chikara. Now, Smack in the Middle, I really liked. I thought this was one of the better Chikara shows of the year. This was better than your run-of-the-mill Chikara show. Let's see. Jigsaw and the Shard had a very good match. Oh, I almost gave this one 3.5, but this was very, very good. The crowd was super into this match. Maybe that's why I liked it more than the star rating says, but yeah, the crowd was super into this match. There was "This is awesome" chants. It was very, very back and forth. The guys gelled really well. Very good performance from both men. Del Rey, Dust, and Spectral Envoy and Bravados were both good mid-card Chikara matches. Very fun, very enjoyable for what they were. The Young Lions match was good, but a little too short. From what Trademark told me, is this the one? I don't really remember. I think this is the show that I think this is the one that was supposed to go. The whole match was supposed to go longer, but the guys thought instead of the first elimination was supposed to be at 8 minutes, but the guys thought the whole match was supposed to finish at 8 minutes. So like Trip Cassidy got eliminated like 2 minutes in, and I think Jason Axe got eliminated like a minute later. And then they let Ryan Rush and Mr. Touchdown go at it for a while. But I felt bad for the guys, but it was still a good match. It was very enjoyable. Mr. Touchdown was really good in here. Soldier and Assailant was another fun match. 3.0 and Akuma versus Fist No Fitting was the match of the night for me. Very, very, very good stuff. All 8 guys were just great in this match. Very enjoyable. A lot of high flying, a lot of comedy, a lot of good wrestling, and a great storyline finish. Similar to Archibald Peck versus Dasher Hatfield from Green Ice. That match and this match, I think, are 2 perfect examples of what Chikara is. Like, if you want to know what is Chikara, I would show you this match. It shows the gimmicks, it shows the trios action, it shows the comedy, it shows the great wrestling, it shows the storyline progression. I think this actually might be a better example than the Archibald Peck Hatfield match because the multi-man matches is a big part of Chikara. So very, very good stuff. And the main event was really good. It was exactly how I thought it would be. Like, Dasher Hatfield would be the mid-carder that no one thought had a chance, but towards the end, they would really make you believe that he was competitive with Kingston, and they made that the story of the match. It was really well played. Very, very enjoyable. So, yeah, a lot of good matches on this show. 7.5 out of 10. Like I said, one of the better Chikara shows of the year. Really underrated. Not getting a lot of hype as it should. Now we get to a great CCW show. Oh, my God, this was great. A lot of great storyline progression for one. Adam Cole Masada, I thought was, entertaining for what it was. Further along, a good storyline. Chris Taylor and Era Fox versus Kristen Phillies Most Wanted was a very good 6-man tag. Really loved all the action in this match. All 6 guys just did a great job. Very entertaining stuff. Callahan Drake Younger had a good match. Finish was good for storyline purposes, but I don't know. I thought it could have been a little more ambiguous. The foot on the rope finish, I'm not a big fan of. I think it's a little overplayed. But still a good match. Vortex Moore, DJ and Masada had a fun 4-way. It didn't go very long, but they had a lot of good spots. They used a lot of hardcore stuff, and the finish came off really well. The crowd was really into it. They really digged Masada being the new champion, so good match there. Main event was very fun. It's exactly what you'd expect it to be. It's a 15-minute spot fest, elimination style, and it's very entertaining. It's a little better than the one at Tangled Web, because the one at Tangled Web seemed to drag. This one didn't seem to really drag. And very good stuff, and it really put over Del Sol and Uha Nation. Now, Mia Yim versus Greg Excellent. This match was amazing. This match is in my top 10 matches of 2012. I love this match. I thought this match was absolutely amazing. They built to the hardcore spots. They didn't just throw it all in right away. Mia Yim is a woman, so you have to figure, how is Mia Yim going to be competitive with Greg Excellent? Well, quite simple. Greg Excellent took some brutal spots in this match. Of the spots in the match, Greg Excellent probably took like 80% of them. But Mia Yim, I mean, don't count on Mia Yim. She took like powerbomb into a chair, a Samoan drop onto a ladder. Oh, that one's brutal. Like, Mia Yim was tough. And Greg Excellent, like, they told a great story of her keeping Greg down. They made it believable. It made a lot of sense. They both sold it excellently, and the finish was awesome. Just an amazing, amazing professional wrestling match. Oh my God, I love this match. This might be the best match that's going too far. No. This is maybe the best indie match I've ever seen with a female ever, without question. This may be the best indie TLC match I've ever seen. Like, I love this match. I thought this match was absolutely wonderful. 8 out of 10. I mean, you have to go see that match, but there's a lot of other good matches on the show. Just a great CCW show. Great job, CCW. Their best show since probably Best of the Best from last year. Good job. And Best of the Best of this year. This is a very good show. It's a little long because there's 2 bonus matches, but the 2 bonus matches are really good. Of the first round matches, all of them are really enjoyable. The Lince Dorado ACH AR Fox one is really, really good. For the second year in a row, AR Fox is in the best of the best first round match. Alex Colon, Sami Callihan really put over Alex Colon well, and AR Fox and Del Sol didn't have a better match than they did at Super Saturday, but still a very entertaining match nonetheless. Matt Tremont, Clint Margera was a decent hardcore match. Sami Callihan and AR Fox had a very good finals. Very, very good. They made it feel like a big deal. They had all the best of the best guys coming around ringside. They exchanged a lot of great high spots the last 5-10 minutes. The crowd was really into it. It felt like a big deal. I've always said that a wrestling match gets extra points when the match feels important. It feels like you're watching something that's a big deal. And this felt like it. I felt like I was watching something noteworthy. It's the same feeling I had at WrestleMania with Rock and Cena, although probably to a far lesser degree, but still. I felt like I was watching something noteworthy. And it was a very, very good match. Great job by both men. I liked it more than their best Cage of Death match, actually. And then the bonus matches, Adam Cole, Tony Nese was a very crisp match. Both guys are very crisp. Their offense is very smooth. No bumps. I mean, like, no botches. Everything's very, very well executed. They're just both great pro wrestlers. And the Ryushi Ito Abdullah Kobayashi match is it's a big Japan death match. So it's death match style done the right way. So normally I would give the show like a 7.25, because it did go a little long, but the 2 bonus matches bumps it up to a 7.5 because both those matches are really, really good, and you really should see both of them. So yeah, in summary, both of the CCW shows were really good. Both are definitely worth $15. The second Chikara show, Smack in the Middle, one of the better Chikara shows of the year. Check it out. Foggy Snow Show was good. Evolve was okay, just like, guys worked a little too hard. Boiling Point was a very fun pay-per-view, and No Way Out was blah. But nonetheless, that is it for me. On the next one, I'm going to try. I actually have a list. The next All Sides Wrestling World, I'm going to do Hardcore Justice, the 2 July Chikara shows, the 2 WrestleMania weekend Dragon Gate shows, and 2 more CCWs. Cinco de Mayo and Proving Grounds. And maybe an Evolve thrown somewhere in there. But thank you all for this. I'm Big Red 310. I hope you enjoyed this, and I am out. Goodbye.